Good evening, this is your AI host, Jay. I'm here with the automatically generated, Journato, evening headlines on March 7, 2023. Turkish actor wins ECHR case over kiss on the terrace video. Arnold Schwarzenegger calls anti-Semites losers who will die miserably. The Guardian, Arnold Schwarzenegger says anti-Semites will die miserably. The Independent, Arnold Schwarzenegger says hate and prejudice is the path of the weak. Evening Standard, Arnold Schwarzenegger warns those on a path of hate and anti-Semitism, they could end up a loser like his Nazi father. CBS News, Arnold Schwarzenegger says anti-Semites will die miserably, in lengthy YouTube address. Couple on honeymoon sue tour company for abandoning them in the sea on a snorkeling trip. The Independent, Hawaiian snorkel tour company abandoned couple at sea, lawsuit claims. BBC, couple sues Hawaii snorkeling company for abandoning them in ocean. Hindustan Times, honeymooners suing snorkeling company for $5 million after they were allegedly abandoned in the ocean and feared they would drown. Ron DeSantis has his next target in his sights, freedom of the press. The Guardian, Florida bill would force bloggers to register with state. The Independent, Florida takes aim at the First Amendment. The New Yorker, Florida blogger registration bill insane, Gingrich tweets. Israeli military reservists refuse to train in protest at far-right government. The Guardian, Netanyahu slams Israeli reservists protesting judicial reforms. Reuters, Israel's elite fighter pilots escalate judicial reform protest. BBC, Israeli military caught up in divide over Netanyahu's plan. The Independent, Israel Air Force reservists to skip training in Netanyahu protest. Russia jails anti-Putin Telegram blogger for 8 years over military misinformation. Sky News, Moscow anti-war activist gets more than 8 years in prison. Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, journalist given 8 months community service for posting Mariupol article. The Moscow Times, Russian activist gets prison sentence for Ukraine posts. The Washington Post, Russian court jails defiant activist opposed to Ukraine war for 8.5 years. Russia forced to use 60-year-old tanks because of heavy losses, says UK. Small boats bill. What is the government planning and will it work? The Independent, small boats bill aimed at galvanizing political support at home. BBC, can Rishi stop small boats? The Spectator, Rishi Sunak's problem isn't small boats, it's everything else. Evening Standard, three-pronged problem of small boats cannot be solved by law alone. I faked it at the beginning. David Chipperfield on his rise from shop designer to starchitect. The Guardian, UK architect David Chipperfield takes 2023 Pritzker Prize. Bloomberg, Pritzker Prize awarded to British architect Chipperfield. The Independent, Pritzker Prize 2023, David Chipperfield wins Nobel of Architecture. CNN, David Chipperfield wins Pritzker Prize. Trump News, Live, Trump rages at CPAC empty seats mockery as ex-aide Hope Hicks meets Manhattan prosecutors. The Independent, at right-wing CPAC, Trump is everywhere. Reuters, Trump News, Live, Trump rages at CPAC empty seats mockery as he posts about Murdoch at 3 a.m. on Truth Social. The Independent, how are Trump supporters still doing this? The Atlantic, Trump, DeSantis make pitches to GOP voters. Iran makes first arrests over suspected schoolgirl poisonings. The Guardian, Iran, suspected school poisonings unforgivable crime, Khamenei says. BBC, is the poisoning of schoolgirls in Iran a new front in the war against girls' education? The Conversation, White House urges UN to investigate poisoning of Iran schoolgirls. France 24 English, Iran charges several outlets over reports on wave of sick children. Serbia-Croatia border arrests over radioactive material found in car. North Korea warns US shooting down test missiles will be considered a declaration of war. Sky News, North Korea warns US against shooting down its missile tests. Al Jazeera English, who is Kim Jong-un's sister after her warning to the US? Evening Standard, N. Korea accuses US of ramping up tensions with joint Korea air drills. France 24 English, North Korea warns US against intercepting its test missiles. UK travelers affected by French general strike as several flights and trains cancelled. Sky News, live, unions protest in Paris against government's pension reform plan. The Independent, France pension protests, fuel deliveries blocked by strikers. BBC, EasyJet, Ryanair and Jet2 warning for passengers flying to France. Liverpool Echo, trains and flights to France cancelled due to strikes. Ukraine names unarmed, smoking soldier shot by Russians. BBC, Zelensky vows to find the murderers of POW allegedly shot dead by Russians. The Guardian, Ukrainian army identifies soldier allegedly executed on camera. Anadolu Agency, English, Kyiv identifies Ukrainian POW purportedly executed in video circulating on social media. Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty, Russia-Ukraine live, Kyiv identifies man, executed, on video. 2 dead, 2 alive after U.S. kidnapping in Mexico. This was all for the news. Thanks for listening. Please do not forget to like and subscribe.